Let the critique begin. I bet that anyone who has seen The Fugitive would agree that it is indeed one of the best action films out there. It definitely serves a good purpose for what it was attempting. The film stars Harrison Ford as Dr. Richard Kimball, whose wife was murdered and he ends up as prime suspect and overall declared guilty. The prison bus he was in gets in a crash, but he manages to escape, and he sets out not only to look for the real killer, who as he saw had a prosthetic arm, but also find evidence that could get his name cleared. So it's basically a protagonist gets framed for a crime type of deal, and instead of going film noir, it brings over the top action into place. And not the fantasy action like the MCU, but realistic violence. Throughout the whole 130-minute runtime of the film, I didn't think for a second that it could have been the killer. I mean, why would he be looking for real evidence to this type of event just to blame someone else while he's already on the run? True, him being on the run makes him look guilty, but what else is he to do to prove his innocence? The film has a few attempts to throw you off, and I managed to shake them all off. I don't know if that was a deliberate attempt by the filmmakers trying their hardest to make you think he could have been the killer, or if the failed attempts were intentional just so we could continue to root for the lead character. Either way, I was on Dr. Kimball's side all the way through, and it was a highly enjoyable experience. Because this film is not as greatly talked about today, though back then it won some awards, I'm not exactly sure about how others experience this type of deal. But I'm sure it may be close to how I felt, and if not, it would be cool to hear the different perspectives on how the whole thing could have turned out if Kimball really was the killer. Just to mind you, if you haven't seen the movie yet, I'm not going to tell you whether I'm trying to throw you off or not, because that's the type of feeling the film's giving me, except it's opposite. Anyway, the action scenes are easily the best part, such as the prison bus crash and when Kimball outruns the marshal in the sewer system, even jumping off a storm drain over a dam in order to escape. Man, this movie is better than any MCU film I've seen. The film was even popular enough to get a spin-off film called U.S. Marshals, with the supporting actor Tommy Lee Jones as the star. One of the supporting stars of this spin-off was Robert Downey Jr., who played as Iron Man. Hey, how come I keep referring back to the MCU? Maybe if this wasn't an action movie, I wouldn't have been talking about it as much. But my guess is that no matter what, there's no way you can escape the MCU. But don't worry, we got something better. This movie. It's also cool to see Harrison Ford, who was famous for playing as Han Solo in Indiana Jones, try something different, and his action movie techniques really do flash in this one. He's the man.